processing. I think it's doing it on all the different platforms.
It's
and
showing
we are
live.
live.
We're
We are live. So, hi, everybody. If you can hear us, if you're seeing this, please type in the comments on your whatever platform you're on. We should be on Facebook and LinkedIn and X and YouTube. So please comment if you will. And this is a test run of the This Pause for You podcast. We have your host, Ron Springer, here. And we have Leanna. Did I spell your last name right, Leanna? McMillan there? Is that right?
No, it's McMillan. You added
Aha.
My fault. Sorry.
I got that from somebody else.
It was
All right.
on my contacts. What am I supposed to do?
It's okay. When I filled out that paperwork, it did this. That they typed it the same way. So I don't know. Maybe I should just change my last name.
It was computer.
So is that correct now?
Yes.
All right. Excellent. So that's good.
That.
So when I take the banners off, that's when. So FYI, everybody, this is a test. This is a test, as it says on the scrolling at the bottom. So if you are watching, we have 3 people watching, it says. I don't know if that's us on our own platforms or if that's 3 actual people.
Hello, 3 people, or hello ourselves.
But if you want to make a comment, please say hi, and I will see if I can load your comments. This is a test to make sure this works. We are planning on launching the This Pause for You podcast, hosted by Ron Springer here, in September, which is National Service Dog Month. So that's the plan. And we are just doing a test run with our first guest in September, Leanna McMillan. So say something. So part of the test is I'm going to remove myself, and you're going to see just those 2. So let's see if this works. And then Ron, I'll communicate with you via the private chat. So if you would please, for people who just happen to pop on, just every once in a while, Ron, say, hey, by the way, everybody, if you're watching, this is a test. You know what I mean? Just remind them.
It's the test of the emergency pause broadcast system.
Yeah, something like that. All right, I'm going to remove myself, but Ron, I will be chatting with you on the private chat.
All right, sounds good. No, here we go. So now it's just you and I, Leanna. So we got to meet the team. Is Cosmos handy?
Yeah.
There he is.
Cosmo.
There he is. Hey, Cosmos. All right. So tell us the story. How did Cosmos come into your life?
Well, when I was engaged, the church that I went to said that I had to move out of my fiance's house, and so to keep him out of trouble, I got him a 7-week-old puppy free in front of Walmart.
Well, that works.
Yeah, except it didn't work as good as I thought it would. He was not a fan of getting a puppy for a present, and I learned from quite a few people that you're not supposed to give puppies as gifts unless you know that they really want a puppy.
All right, that makes sense. So I got a note here from the producer. So I'm asking the audience, would you want to see a podcast on service dogs and hear their stories? So if you can respond back in the chat if you're there. If not, you can email below. There's some emails or a web page for the Dog U series, by the way, which is a documentary series on service dogs we're doing. So Leanna, tell us more about how you team up, how Cosmos and you team up on a daily basis. What's a day look like for you?
It looks like a normal day, except that I have Cosmo with me. He's considered medical equipment. He's trained to help me with anxiety in crowds. And so he alerts me to my anxiety before I have like a panic attack and completely shut down. So he's trained to press up against me if I'm standing. If I'm sitting, he puts his head on my lap And if I don't calm down, then he'll put his front paws over one of my legs and his head on my chest to be like a weighted blanket to calm me down.
So he's got a very important job. Sounds like he does it very well, too.
Yes. And also one other thing that he does is he's trained to lay behind me when I'm sitting or when I'm standing in line at a grocery store, because you can control the space between you and the person in front of you, but people come up too close behind me and box me in. And that's one of my biggest triggers. And so with him laying behind me, I don't feel boxed in by people getting too close.
It's wonderful. So he's got a couple of things he can do. So is he so I know people are curious if service dogs ever are able to not be a service dog. In other words, is there a time when he can just be a dog?
Yes. Yeah. When I know that I am comfortable and I'm okay and I'm not going to get boxed in, like I'll take hikes in the woods and he gets to run off leash. And sometimes on our hikes, we'll encounter other dogs and he'll be able to go and play with those other dogs. And then in the winter time, he'll his favorite thing is sledding. And so I trained him to when I sled down the hill, he runs down the hill with me, and then I tell him, get my sled. He picks it up and he runs all the way back up to the top of the hill and he waits for me until I sled back down the hill. And that's one of his favorite games.
That's pretty cool. So how long did it take to train him? Is it something that he just naturally took up, or did it take some time?
Well, that's a little bit complicated. He originally started off as a pet. Like I said, I got him as a gift for my husband. And so he got all of his basic obedience and stuff like that. And I actually started his service dog training when he was closer to 3.5, maybe 4. And so it took like a year and a half before he got fully trained. And most of it was, I didn't feel that I trusted him enough, even though he probably could have been a service dog sooner. I didn't allow it. I kind of just kept him in the training vest for longer than I probably should have.
All right. So now, what are some of the challenges you run into with Cosmos when you're out and he's on duty as a service dog?
My biggest struggles, well, I have a few of them, but my biggest one is my frustration with Walmart, because they have now allowed all dogs in, not just service dogs. And so I have anxiety from dogs trying to attack him. And with that, he is now overdoing his job by telling me to calm down, but I can't seem to calm down because I don't know what's around the next corner. And I don't want to have conflict with another dog that is not a trained service dog that attacks him. And so that's one big thing that I deal with. And then a second thing I deal with is discrimination because people think that a service dog is a yellow lab or a golden retriever, or they have a specific look, and that people with disabilities look a specific way. So when people see me that doesn't look like a normal disabled person and sees my dog that is a mutt, he's not purebred, he's not a golden retriever, he's not a lab, they automatically assume that he's a fake service dog. And so they'll tell me to leave and say that only service dogs are allowed. And I've had businesses actually that are so uneducated about service dogs that they think that Guide Dogs for the Blind is the only service dog that is out there.
Those are good points, because a service dog can be any dog, and they don't have to wear a vest even. So people don't know that. So this is a real problem. In fact, untrained service dogs are probably the most dangerous thing for a trained service dog, because they can actually put them out of commission. So there's one thing. What would you have wanted to know? In other words, if before you had a service dog, so looking back now, what's the one thing you'd want to know or wish that you would have known before you got Cosmos?
I wish I would have known how it would have affected my relationships with family and friends and stuff like that that aren't into having a pet or having a service dog. They're not around, they don't like being around dogs. And so like going to people's private homes or private events that are in a going on, they can actually say that I cannot bring my service dog. And um I I struggle with that because I've gotten so used to him around me to calm down and stuff like that, to alert me to my anxiety, that when I go to these events, I feel like I just stand off to the side, and I'm really uncomfortable because I don't have Cosmo with me.
Understandable. So understanding rather. So awesome. Well, thank you very much, Leanna. We just wanted to do our test here, and we want to thank everybody for watching our test. So if you want updates, so we're going to launch this in September, which is National Service Dog Month. So if you want to know more information, enter in your email at the website, thedoguseries.com, and we'll keep you posted. And Leanna, thanks so much. And we'll be in touch, and want to thank everybody for being part of this test of the PAWS Emergency Service Network. Anyway, all right, take care. All right, goodbye.